Are unpaid internships of any value at all? Hi, this is Ashish Gourav. I have done a B.Tech from IIT Kharagpur and Masters from ISI Kolkata, and I work as a data science consultant. In past, I have interned with startups, and those internships were paid. And definitely, I do have strong views about internships and unpaid internships. To understand the nature of an internship, you have to first realize that there are essentially three forces at play for an internship. The first being the stipend. Now, definitely, stipend is something which is monetary in nature and it is not in vacuum. It has a purpose. I'll come back to it later in the video. The next thing is skills which you learn. So the learnings which you get out of an internship is not really invaluable, but it's also not a very major kind of a learning which will affect your long-term corporate career in any big way. And the cost which you have to incur to complete that internship, because remember, you are a student, and for a student, every rupee, every dollar, every money which he puts into any kind of an experience, every amount of hour which he puts into any kind of an experience. Now, yes, let me just hold myself back and give a bit of a disclaimer that while I speak, I tend to use he a lot of times. But don't think that this is being sexist in any way. Think that whenever I say he, it means he, she. Now, getting back to the video. So, if you have to incur a lot of monetary cost and time cost for any experience when you're a student, definitely you need to be compensated well with returns. Now, what kind of returns do you want to be compensated with? You want to be compensated either monetarily, because that will help you in paying your bills, and second, learning some real life skills which can be used in your corporate career in future. Now you automatically must have understood where we are getting to in this video. Let's get to the economic modeling or mathematical modeling of this opinion which I have about unpaid internships, or rather stipend of internships in general. So let me denote capital S for the stipends, capital L for the learnings which you get out of an internship, and capital C the cost which you have to incur to complete that internship. It is monetary as well as your time cost. So let's make a utility function, capital U, out of these variables which we have, S, L, C. Now just think about it. Stipend. Would you be unhappy if you get more stipend? No. So definitely I will say that first partial derivative of U with respect to stipend must be positive. Now you will definitely ask me, what is the meaning of this capital utility for an internship? Now think about it. An internship is of a very small duration, and the impact of an internship to your long-term career is also not that great. So for all practical purpose, you can say that this is a payoff of your internship for immediate time period, which means 2-3 months, 4-5 months, 1 year, 2 year to the max. So this utility or payoff has a limited time value. So over here, if I give you more of a stipend, it is definitely better for you, and if I keep on giving you more, it will always be better for you, because you can use that money to paying your bills, and as a student you don't have any source of other incomes. So even the second partial must be positive. Now what about if you move from stipend to learnings? What about learnings? What do you think about learnings? Now would you be unhappy if you get to learn a lot of skills, a lot of ideas, and a lot of tips in an internship? No, definitely not. And I don't expect it to even have a diminishing returns, right? Because there is nothing like I have had enough of learnings in this internship. No, it's not like that. So you can say the first partial with respect to learnings has to be positive, and as there is no diminishing returns here, so even the second partial derivative has to be also positive. The last thing, what about the cost? The cost which you take for an internship for a student is actually quite huge, and for you it is not a good but a bad, and if you keep on increasing the cost it becomes more bad. So I'm pretty much saying that the first partial derivative would be negative and even the second partial derivative is going to be negative. So what do you infer from these assumptions? Or rather, I should not say assumptions, but I should say these mathematical relations. The only thing which I can draw out from these guys is that this is good, this is bad. No diminishing returns in stipend and learnings. What about the cross terms? Right? Cross terms meaning between SNL, between LNC and between SNC. If you take the second derivative, so if I take SNL, the cross partial between SLN has to be positive, because if I give you more stipend for a particular value of learning, you will be happy, and the other way around. If I give you more learning for a particular value of stipend, you will be happy, right? Very happy. So this has to be positive. What about S and C? Now, if the cost of your internship is high, definitely you need to be compensated with more of stipend. So if you increase the cost of an internship, definitely the utility which you derive for a particular value of stipend will be lesser, right? So it has to be negative. And I can follow the same kind of an argument for learning. For a increased value of cost, I'll get lesser utility. So even this will be negative. So to sum these things together, what you can understand is that the cost which you incur to complete an internship experience is actually quite prohibitive for a student, and he needs to be compensated with either a high amount of learning or a high amount of stipend, right? So definitely an unpaid internship really does not come into picture over here. You need to be compensated well through monetary means and as well as through learnings to compensate for your time cost and your monetary cost for the internship. Now, yes, this is pretty much what I said before the economic analysis, and this is what I am trying to tell you even after this economic analysis. Because see, economics is not meant to alter reality, it is just meant to give a structure to your thoughts and give a proper framework to understand the truth. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe if you are new, because in this channel you will find content related to economics, maths, finance, data science and knowledge of any kind.